guys, welcome to Word of the Day Wednesdays. I am author Nicole D. Miller. This is my debut novel, When Love Wins, a story of two young female cousins with a rift in their relationship. When Natalie, after the loss of her mother, she is the urban writer, social advocate, faith-based, conservative one, moves in with her cousin Ashley and uncle for grief support. Instead of a warm welcome, she finds an icy cold one from her cousin Ashley, who is the urban socialite, artistic fashionista, sometimes snobby one. And it seems on the surface there's an issue with Ashley's ex, Phil and Natalie, but there are some deeper issues. This book deals with childhood trauma, mental health disorders such as anxiety, depression, and cutting. It deals with sisterhood, faith, and love. And it is a nice coming of age, infusing spirituality and contemporary African American literature. You can learn more at whenlovewins.love. All right, let's get started. So you guys know every week I do a Word of the Day Wednesdays every Wednesday. Unfortunately, last week I missed because I've been traveling. If you keep up with my blog, you know I've been kind of doing a lot of traveling lately. So last week I was out of town visiting my friend for her 40th birthday. We did a trip to the mountains in near Atlanta, Georgia, in the Blue Ridge Mountains. So the very last blog post I published is called Going Up the Mountain, and it was inspired by our time together. I literally had to drive up a mountain, you guys. And in the blog, I just talk about how sometimes we try to prepare for life. I am a super planner. I live my life planning. That's what I attribute most of my success to, is my ability to do this. But there are just things in life that you cannot foresee or plan. And it's really everything that you went through before that moment that has prepared you for that moment. So I feel like going up the mountain was a part of that. My friend was very frantic when letting me know how difficult the mountain was. She and her clan had driven up it and she was concerned, and we had a plan B, which I appreciated, and it gave me comfort to know I could just stay in a hotel and try in the morning, because I would be going alone and I would be going at night. There were some higher stakes for me, but what I felt was to do it anyway, and I felt spiritually like God was going to be with me. And when I looked at my journey, I could just see these other opportunities and experiences that I had that kind of prepared me for this one. One of them was being in St. Croix with my big BFF and driving on the left side of the road. Another one was when I visited Haiti, which I did a few times with a friend. And I remember us literally going up a mountain. And Haiti did not have paved roads. It was very narrow. It was scary as all get out. So I was like, well, it is better than that. I can do it. And I had some other issues going on in my body, which I talk about in a blog. So it was just like all of these variables, which made it a challenge. But I did it. And what I talk about in the blog is that when you have an accomplishment like that, there is a reward at the end of it. So as soon as I made it, I got to see where we were staying. And it was just a beautiful home on top of the hill or the mountain that they had rented, and it took my breath away. And the scenery was beautiful, and it was just that picture of when you make it up the mountain, or you go through something really, really hard, and you endure and you push through and you make it to the top, or you make it to the end, there is a reward. So if you find yourself going through something difficult, if you find like there's a mountain in your life, figuratively or literally, just know that there is something great on the other side of that is going to be worth it. And another thing I blog about is a word I received years ago about having hind's feet. And there's a scripture that talks about having hind's feet. And there's actually a book that I read years ago. And the hind is the female deer. And she is able to navigate really rough and high terrain very gracefully and easily. So I just think, as believers, as those who are chosen, we have that ability to scale heights and to go up rocky terrain and to receive our reward. So I also want to talk about the blog post before that one. Like I said, I didn't get to do a Word of the Day Wednesdays last week because I was traveling. But that one was God Does Not Forget. And I shared about going to see my grandmother's best friend who has Alzheimer's. And I went to visit her a couple weeks ago in Toledo, which is where I'm from. And the church that she goes to was doing a special on Alzheimer's. And I got to get some really good information about how it affects the Black community even more so than other ethnicities. And just kind of spend time with her because I've been trying to for a couple of years. But one of the things that the preacher said that just really blessed me was like, even if we forget, even if our memory is gone and we have Alzheimer's or dementia or an illness that causes us to forget, God doesn't forget. He never forgets us. And nothing can separate us from his love. And that just touched me so much to know that I could feel like I'm so far from him, or I could forget him, or my loved ones could forget me, but he does not forget, right? So if you need that, if you feel like you're alone, if you feel like you've been forgotten, just know that God has not forgotten you. So both of those are available at NicoleDMillers.com. I just came off of my event at Motif Cafe off Lee Road, Black owned. Very sweet couple. Special shout out to Brittany. And that was this past weekend. And so next weekend, my next event is at Fix Cafe at Midtown. So definitely come through around 4 o'clock if you're in the area. And I'll be selling books and taking names with some other amazing authors. So I feel honored to be in this lineup. And then I think that rounds out, I will be at Cleveland Reads, the kickoff for Cleveland Reads, May 12th, Saturday. And that's probably like my last event till June. So you can just follow me on Instagram if you don't already at HTOHB and keep up with all the things concerning Nicole D. Miller. Oh, and I just dropped my newsletter. Actually, I haven't dropped it yet. I've been creating it. But my newsletter is dropping. It's going to be released on Friday. And then you'll be able to kind of see all of the summary of what I did in April. April was a huge month because, as you guys know, I had the book launch for When Love Wins, which I've been planning for 2 years. Remember, I said I'm a planner. So all of that is happening. So I'd love for you guys to come and support, learn more about the book, buy your copy. There are audiobooks available, and definitely put up a review. So I've been shouting out those who have been putting up reviews. So that helps me get the word out. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you next week.